Hello, welcome to my channel. This is the channel if you want to learn how to do yoga, to stretch, to breathe, to balance, to get stronger, to learn all sorts of things that you didn't know that you could do. This is the channel. So don't forget to like and subscribe so others can find me. But let's get on with our practice today. Hi, let's begin our yoga practice today. Now, as you can see, we need a chair really to practice yoga today. So see if you can get a chair. You can get a fold-up one or a dining chair or something like that, and then come back and join me. Try and get something soft. If you haven't got a soft surface, maybe get a little towel to put on the end of it so you can do that for some of the asanas. So let's see if we can put one foot on the chair. If you feel you need a bit more support, be nearer to the wall, or maybe hold the back of a chair as you get your foot on the seat. And then from here, keep the pelvis level, forward from the hips, and then can we try and bring our fingers to the front of the chair and just breathe some steady breaths. So you can use a chair, you can use a stool, you can use, firm sofa, something like that, or even, firm bed, nothing too soft, something that's going to support you. Or even you can use a little coffee table or something like that, but maybe have a cushion on it or something like that so it's softer. But make sure you feel steady as you do these. Now maybe walk the hands to the back of the chair and fold. Breathe in, breathe out. Make sure we're not twisting the pelvis. And we're just breathing steadily. Good, can we slowly come up and change? So we've got the heel on the chair. We're trying to keep the pelvis level, because with tight hamstrings, what happens is sometimes they pull us forward and we end up doing this kind of thing. And this is really not going to help that much. So we want to keep the pelvis level and fold. So we're very careful about that. Looking to the back of the chair, our fingers are touching the edges of the seat. And of course we're breathing steady breaths. And if we can, we walk the hands to the back of the chair, keep folding, breathing. Good, few more breaths. And then can we slowly come back and release. Good, so maybe we can take a seat on the chair and we think about our sitting posture. Okay, so sometimes, and I've seen this a lot, when I've had my osteopathic practice, people sit down and they're just like, and we all do it, don't we? All the different positions we get in when we're sitting. But really we should sit like we're sitting on the floor, pelvis level, perhaps knees over ankles. I always think that's a good idea because you're nice and steady. And then you can use your back muscles, strengthen them up. Because if you don't use your back muscles, they get weak. Okay, and it might be hard to do this because maybe they're a little weak, but if we keep on doing this, they're going to get strong, and then it'll just feel like normal just to sit here, no effort. Okay, so maybe a little bit of effort to begin with, but then get to a point of no effort. But what we're going to do today is to take the arms behind the back of the chair and interlink the fingers. So we want to open the chest and do a little back bend and just look up to the top of the wall. Okay, so especially want these bits to draw back, because often I see people doing this kind of thing, which is probably just drawing the lower parts of the shoulder blades back. We want to bring the top parts back so we can pull, we can pull the shoulder blades in, widen the chest, and then these arms move back. Okay. Breathe in, breathe out. And then from here, all we have to do is to breathe. Take some nice big breaths into your open chest. And this is a lovely thing to do, isn't it? I mean, even if you're just sitting at the kitchen table and you just got a few minutes, you could do hamstring stretch, you could do this kind of breathing. This would be great, but great for your posture to get you off to a good start for the day. Just those two things would be good. But there's more we can do. So we're going to release. And what we're going to try and do now, maybe show you from the side or maybe the front. I don't know which is going to be better. We'll try from the side, but we'll see if we can get the feet wide apart, wider than the chair legs. In fact, I'm going to face you actually. I think this will be better to get a better visual on what's going on. But we're sort of wide like that. And then we're just folding through the middle. Okay, we can rest on the thighs. Now it's important that we keep the pelvis down and we've got the ankles under the knees. If you get your feet back too far, you could sort of tumble forwards. But if you've got your feet forwards, you can't really do that. So we're trying to fold and maybe hold elbows and maybe just dangle. Remember, don't let the pelvis lift. And if that doesn't feel okay, we could support on the floor. So can we bring our belly to the chair? So resting our belly on the chair. Breathing, steady breath. So this is a good stretch for our backs because we're quite supported here with our pelvis being rooted on the chair. And we're able to relax. So good if you've got some backache. Because sometimes I see people with backache trying to do hamstring stretches and the position they get themselves in just kind of aggravates everything, so they don't want to do it anymore, understandably, and the situation just doesn't really change very quickly. So if we can just find positions we can stretch out in, it could be very helpful to us. Now there's more. Now if you're fine with doing all this dangling and you feel you want to go further, you can hold the legs of your chair, that's the front legs. So depending on what sort of chair you've got, you must have sort of front and back legs. Usually there might be bars in between, you can hold the different bars. But I always think it's good to try and aim for the back legs and pull yourself deeper into your forward bend. Good, so you're really bringing your body through your legs. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, now can we slowly just come back up to our thighs, come back up to sitting. Bring the feet forwards again. Keep the ankles under the knees because it's just good alignment, and as I mentioned, it stops you from falling forwards. So can we twist now, abdominals tight and turning, holding the back of your chair, maybe using the other hand if you can reach as well, and keep breathing yourself into the twist. So we've got two ways to do this twist. We've got our abs tight and we're breathing ourselves slowly round into the twist, breathing the ribs round, breathing the spine round, breathing the shoulders round, turning our head, turning our eyes. This is what I call the internal twist. And then we've got the physical external things, which are chair in this case. If we were practicing yoga on the mat, it might be our leg we're holding on to. So we're trying to sort of share the load between the internal and external stuff. Okay, so it's not just about physical force pulling yourself into your twist. It's about releasing things from your inside, and a little bit of external help can be useful. And we're coming back to center. Let's try the other way. So exhale, abdominals tight. This helps to stabilize your lower back as well. And that means that your upper back gets to turn because your lumbar spine is much more mobile than your thoracic spine. But often when the thoracic spine gets tight, the lumbar spine starts doing everything. It gets tired and it gets painful, uncomfortable. Okay, so if we can free up the upper back, take the load off the lower back. Okay, so remember, use your internal levers, your breath, turning ribs, turning chest, turning head, turning eyes. We've got the external help from the hands on the chair, gently putting us round. We need to stay aware so we can use both of these things appropriately, and our body will sort of guide us if we listen to it. Okay, good. So this is really good twist, chair twist, coming back to center and releasing. So come to the very front of your chair. And again, always have your ankles under your knees, because if you sit like this, you know, you could do a bit of a roll, and you don't want to obviously do that, especially if you've got a hard floor. It's going to be even worse to do. So bring your foot over your leg. Okay, and then we're just going to try and get the knee and ankle into a straight line. Okay, hip rotation. And how we can do that is to just gently lean. And of course, this could be a little difficult, a little tight, a little stiff. So breathing in, breathing out. So what we're looking for are very small little changes. And then maybe, you know, quite a few of them. Each time we do this, we notice quite a few changes. And all those little changes over time add up to big things, you know, big changes. What doesn't usually happen in our body is suddenly things release and then we move, you know, massively. You know, very rarely you're going to get anything going on like that unless you've had some, you know, malalignment somewhere. Somebody's released or something like that. But we're just trying to breathe ourselves through the tightness, through the stiffness. And remember, those tight places, stiff places are not just physical. They might be connected to other memories in our brain that we have to deal with. So we're not trying to judge, psychoanalyze ourselves. We're just breathing through all of this and releasing. Doesn't matter when it happened, doesn't matter how long we've had it. We're just trying to breathe, let go, and move on. Good, and then hopefully we've got a little bit further opening our hips. Let's try the other side. Okay, so again, make sure the ankle's under the knee. And then we can go on this side. And I already noticed this side for me is a little tighter. It's okay. Good to notice things, what's going on. And we just need a bit of time to breathe and lean into your thigh. And as I mentioned, you know, physical things are often connected to mental feelings and how we feel about different things that happened at different times. And so we might get different emotions coming up as we're doing this, but I would say just treat everything with equanimity, that's right, sorry, I had trouble with my tongue getting tied up. Equanimity, which just means treat everything the same. Breathe through it all. Don't have to work out what's going on, why it's going. We don't have to worry about any of that. We're just breathing, letting go. Just glad when we get a little bit of release moving through that. Okay, so sometimes life gets too complicated. We don't have to get to the bottom of every single thing. We have to just be able to accept what's happening, like the stiffness, deal with it and move on. Let's come back and release. Give the legs a bit of a shake out. Good. Okay, so one more thing. Can we take our chairs on our mat, and this time can we come down to kneeling, and we're just going to place the elbows on the mat, wide elbows, palms together. We want to keep our back. So we want to keep our back quite straight. Make sure you've got enough room. And put things under your knees if you need to. I was going to say as well, if you've got, I've got a sort of padded chair because I've chosen that for myself today. If you've got a hard chair and that's all you've got, put a little towel or something on it so it's a little softer. So we're going to put elbows on there, and the elbows are a little bit bony. Okay, so you don't want to sort of get discomfort doing this. So put something underneath, like a little towel, and then we can just keep the back fairly straight. Now what we're doing is just going through the space between the arms, like we did with the legs, really. Breathing in, breathing out. Try not to really go into a great big back bend. Just try and keep the back straight. So we're stretching the chest, stretching the shoulders. Try not to let your head get stuck. Move back a bit more if you can. And breathe. Good, okay, last one, last breath. Coming back in again and release, good. Okay, and then when you've got everything ready, you can put your legs on the chair, put your calves on there, and then close your eyes and relax. Good, have a few moments to just breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose. So this is a very relaxing pose to do, legs on the chair. And it's relaxing for a few reasons. So if you've got any swellings in your knees, ankles, feet, varicose veins, anything like that, or legs anywhere, you know, it helps to drain the fluids back into your circulation system. If you're very stressed, this is a good pose because it's very calming for the nervous system. Because all day long, your body's got to work at getting the blood up to your heart, and it has to pump it up from your feet when you're standing. But here it doesn't have to do anything like that. You know, all the blood's freely available to the heart, to the brain, just as the body likes it. And so everything can sort of dial down a bit, you know, turn itself off a little bit so we can relax. And it just takes the weight off of your back. If you've got tight hamstrings, sometimes even laying flat can put a little bit of strain on your lower back. So this can take all the strain out of your lower back. So it's great if you've got back pain to allow your back to relax and then your whole system to relax. So let's just have a few more moments, just slowly breathing in and out while you decide for yourself really what you think of this. And the thing is, when we're in a comfortable position, we might notice our breathing automatically slows itself down. Okay, so often I'm sort of talking you through that. Say, let's breathe more slowly. Let's be aware of pauses. But sometimes when your body's in a position, it just does everything itself. So that's really saying that you know all these things, all the things I'm saying week after week, you actually know them already. And your body recognises them. As soon as you're in something that's relaxing, it knows. Actually, this is a very good one as well if you've been out, you know, I'm just thinking for myself really, up to London all day, walking around all day, something like that. And then you can come back, put your legs up, have 15 minutes or something relaxing. But we don't have that long today, but give yourself time to do these kind of poses now and again. Thank you very much for watching, and if you really enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and join me back here for next time. Until then, much peace.